Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast, Specializing in Nothing. I'm your co-host, Omar Reyes, and this is Carlos Perez. Now,
Carlos.
The topic of this video, or podcast,
is Godzilla. We're talking about Godzilla, King of Monsters, and the Monsterverse, and the King Kongs, and all of that, because they had a massive fight. Last weekend or whenever it was?
Like a couple days ago.
Yeah, they fought
3-4 days ago.
And they did some stuff, so we're going to talk about all of that.
Yes. So
boom.
I
suck it.
Binge watched. That was really good.
Thank you. I'll try.
I binge watched the entire Monsterverse leading up to the release of Godzilla vs. Kong, and I had only seen the first Godzilla up until this point. I had not seen Kong Skull Island.
Godzilla.
And I had not seen Godzilla King of Monsters.
Godzilla. Okay, I'm sorry.
So, how do you want to do this? Do you want to kind of go movie by movie? Do you just want to talk about Godzilla vs. Kong? How do you want to go about this?
That's a good question. I mean, we could just kind of... okay, so let's go, what... I know you enjoyed Kong. That was amazing. Right?
Yeah, Kong Skull Island is definitely...
By far the best one.
By far, yeah. The story made more sense. The setting was awesome. The cast was amazing. I mean, there wasn't a lot of personality when it comes to the cast. Like,
I feel like John C. Reilly was tons of personality.
Well, John C. Reilly is awesome, and he's always the personality.
Samuel Jackson was tons of personality.
Yeah, but that's kind of it. Like, if you look at Captain Marvel, she was just like, I'm a photographer.
She's taking pictures.
That was her personality. I'm a photographer. And if you look at Loki, he was like, I'm a guy that's good at everything.
Yeah, basically, it's a tracker. He's going to get him home.
And that's all he was. That's all he was. He was just good at everything. He was just like, none of this fazed me. Oh, I'm going to just walk into the poison gas, the toxic gas, take my thing off. There's probably still molecules in the air.
It's pretty badass, though.
But it was very badass. But, like, besides that, that's just like a little gripe. The entire movie in general, Kong Skull Island, was fantastic. I don't know why I didn't see it up until this point. I think it's because I saw the first Godzilla and I was just like...
Yeah, first Godzilla was ass. We're not even going to talk about that. It was poop, doo-doo,
It had its moments.
Had no moments.
It had what?
Godzilla
the atomic breath into the mouth?
That's one moment.
That was a great moment.
A moment. Everything else, you saw Godzilla in passing by the camera. Like, it was focusing on this person, and Godzilla
it was almost like Cloverfield-esque.
It was stupid.
You know what I mean?
I hated it.
Yeah.
Kong, the characters didn't take away from the story. They added to the lore of Kong. You were kind of taken on the journey with these characters.
And it showed
and
Kong.
It was fun. And it showed
a lot.
Kong and Skull Island. Those were the main characters of the movie. Those were the focal points of the movie.
And
that's why
great.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a whole diatribe about this later on, about the human element in these movies. But that's a little later. And now Godzilla versus... I mean, not Godzilla versus Kong. Godzilla King of Monsters. How'd you like that one?
I thought that I personally liked the first one more than the second one. And that's just because the second one focused on so many different, elements that I just didn't care about.
Yeah, it was all over the place.
It was very much all over the place.
But the fight scenes and seeing the monsters is why I put that one over the first one.
Yeah, I mean,
but
the fight scenes, I honestly didn't... I enjoyed the fight scene between Godzilla and the Novas. Both Novas more than I enjoyed those. Not obviously the camera angle and things like that kind of take away from it. But just like how how Godzilla finished the Novas off compared to the monsters that you see in Godzilla King of Monsters, I thought that I just enjoyed that a little more.
I thought the King Ghidorah fight was awesome. And seeing Mothra jump in and save Godzilla.
That was cool. Don't get me wrong.
That was all better than anything that happened in the first one.
But everything having to do with that family and everything, I just didn't like it.
Yeah, it was all dumb.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm gonna get into that later. But now moving on to Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, Godzilla versus Kong. I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I enjoyed the other Godzilla movies.
Yes. By far the best Godzilla movie that they made.
I would say it's probably the second best movie in the Monsterverse. I still think Kong is just a better movie.
Yeah.
Because of the human element. Humans really ruined the movies. Now, what I will say about King of Monsters, kind of going back, the doctor guy, the Japanese guy, the one who like Godzilla was his entire life,
killed himself.
That was cool. It was sad.
Godzilla.
It was cool.
R.I.P.
I enjoyed that scene. But then that kind of like opens a plot hole when it comes to Godzilla versus Kong, because it's like, I think you were mentioning this. Yeah, they were
the radiation in Godzilla's little underground world was killing Gojira guy. It's fucked up. I don't know his name. Gojira guy was killing him. He had to wear a suit, and now here they are in Kong's pretty much his crib, and there's radiation being absorbed on the floor, and they're just chilling like, oh, pretty colors. Yeah, that's cool. And it's like, yo.
Also, like the whole thing about like getting a power source and everything like that, like it made zero sense. It was
dumb.
It was so bad. The whole dynamic between the three travelers, the daughter,
that was unnecessary.
It was
Even
so
though
unnecessary.
I love shout out to Al, aka Paperboy, because I fuck with him. But other than that, I was like, why?
And I think a lot of it had to do with they were just like big-ish name people, and they just kind of wanted to give them screen time.
Yes.
Because the girl is like apparently very, very popular.
She's in some show.
And
I don't watch a lot of shows.
And she's very popular apparently. And then, that guy was in
it's Paperboy. He's in
Atlanta. And then that other guy was in Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
So like, I think it had to do more with like giving them screen time.
They had to do that because there was no lead up to Mecha-Godzilla. So you had to kind of have that side story to explain Mecha-Godzilla, which they didn't even do good.
A better side story would have been following the evil genius guy that was in charge of that.
Which they didn't show you.
Which they didn't show you. That would have been a better
they gave you that
kind of lead up to Mecha-Godzilla than them going on this whole quest, going to Hong Kong through a little tube thing. It was just stupid.
It was dumb.
It was stupid.
It was a dumb movie, but the fight scenes
were fire.
It was fire.
The whole you get a little bit of like a Caesar, like a Planet of the Apes like home.
Oh yeah, the sign language thing was kind of cool. Which I wish they gave us more backstory on. I think her name was Gia or Gaia or whatever her name, the little girl.
Gaia, yeah, one of those.
It would give her like how dope would it have been if that movie opened instead of Godzilla destroying that thing? It opened on the storm destroying Skull Island.
It would have been great.
I would have loved to fucking see that.
It would have been amazing.
See Godzilla protect this little girl. I mean, not Godzilla. King Kong protect this little girl to escape this island that's being destroyed. That would have been so dope to see. Yeah. What are we doing?
There were ways to make this movie so much better. I wanted to give it a second watch to kind of jot some notes down, but I couldn't bring myself to do it because there was just so much unnecessary bullshit in the movie. Yeah.
But the fight scenes were.
But the fight scenes.
Mecha-Godzilla put hands all over.
I mean, I kind of want to go fight scene to fight scene. The first encounter between Kong and Godzilla. When they were in the sea. Honestly, like Godzilla should have like won that in like no time. Yeah. Like it was his turf. Yeah. Like it was in the water. What's Kong gonna do? But obviously they couldn't get rid of Kong that quickly.
Yeah, they saved him with a little whatever that shit was. Yeah, and he floated back up.
Mm-hmm. And then it was smart when the humans were like turn everything off, make Godzilla think that he won, which was smart because Godzilla is an animal, is a creature. Yeah. He doesn't understand things like human electricity and power and things like that. So that made sense. That was cool. The whole like tandem between Gia, little girl, sign language, and Kong was amazing. I thought that was the best human element to the entire story. And then, you get that Kong versus Godzilla in Hong Kong during the nighttime, which was dope because you had all the neon colors and everything like that.
Godzilla's a dick. Literally drilled a hole to the center of the earth.
He did.
And blew up my guy's crib.
He did.
All he did was put an axe on the ground and you're going to destroy his crib.
Well, he was taking... he was siphoning power? I don't know.
I don't know what it did. You know what I mean? It was probably trying to... Maybe that was the key to his car. And there's a little King Kong mobile in there. And he was trying to get the whip out.
Maybe Godzilla just didn't want him to get the whip out.
That's rude either way. And you don't think... Like I told you this on the phone. Like you don't think that drilling a hole to the center of the earth is going to have some type of ill effects on the world?
It is a different world. First off, it is a different world. And I don't think it would have an effect on Godzilla personally.
I don't know, but guys, I'm talking about the world. The people in the world. You just drilled a hole through Earth.
He did. He did do that. Now, Godzilla, this entire movie was just... I don't know what the right word would be.
He was a dick.
No, I'm not talking about... Obviously, he was being a dick, but I don't know if it was, like, scared or protective or just... Because, like, he was dealing with the fact that there was... another alpha.
Yeah.
And the whole concept was you can't have two alphas. One of the alphas got to go.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how Godzilla has been dealing with everything in the Monsterverse.
Yeah, the whole Monsterverse.
It's been the whole thing. So obviously when he's been targeting the company that I'm not remembering the name of because Apex. It was unimportant. It wasn't Apex. Was it Apex?
The name of the one that was making Mecha-Godzilla?
Was it Apex?
I think it's called Apex.
No, I think Apex is the one that's like in charge of... No, it's Monarch. Yes, Apex.
Yeah,
Monarch is the... Yeah, so Apex, destroying the Apex facility because he's just like, I know what you guys are doing, and obviously it made sense. And then
you find out that they're using Ghidorah's brain to do all that, so now it makes even more sense.
That made a lot of sense. And, obviously Kong and Zilla, they're both, alpha predators. Kong got washed though.
He won the second round and then lost the third round.
Yeah, like right after it.
And then died. They literally had to jumpstart his heart.
They did have to jumpstart his heart because Godzilla was not playing
his
around.
Ass fucked up by Mecha-Godzilla. That's why they had.
And then Mecha-Godzilla. Mecha-Godzilla was cool.
He put hands all over that man. All over that man.
Mecha-Godzilla was cool. I don't like how they got rid of him.
Yeah, that was dumb. Spilling water on the keyboard.
Some liquor
and it made him blink, and then all of a sudden he got his ass.
And then Kong with his little axe, like just ripped his arms off, which was like, yeah, that's probably the best thing to do. But
that was dope. Godzilla charging up the axe for him.
That was really cool. That was really cool. And you saw it in Godzilla's eyes. He was like, I know what to do in this situation.
I got you.
Supercharged that shit.
And he sliced that nigga up, diced him. And then they had that, like, you cool, bro. And then he walked off.
Yeah, which is a nod to the original Godzilla vs. Kong.
So was him jamming the axe in his mouth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they had a lot of cool moments in the fight.
It was cool. The fights were awesome.
Holding the mouth open is a throwback to the original because he tried to rip open. I'm a huge fan of the original movies. I used to watch it with my grandmother all the time. So that's why this Monsterverse means so much to me.
And they're fucking it up with one thing. I'll let you take it away.
People suck. Let me stop.
I mean, yeah.
Like,
the human element.
So you alluded to it earlier, right? People not having personalities. The main characters not having personality. There's a reason to that, right? It's because the audience member is supposed to fill that blank slate with their own personality. Yep. If you look at the top grossing movies outside like the Marvel, before Marvel kind of cracked the code and it was just printing their own money with these fucking movies. But you go before that and outside of the Marvel movies and the animated movies, all the top grossing movies of all time have one thing in common, right? You look at Lord of the Rings, The Matrix.
Titanic.
No, Lord of the Rings, Matrix, Star Wars.
The protagonist
Harry Potter, and all they're blank slates who have greatness thrusted upon them, right? Harry Potter's a normal kid. All of a sudden he's a wizard. Neil's a regular guy. All of a sudden he's the one. Fucking Luke.
He went from being regular to being a wizard to being the wizard.
That's what I'm saying. And then same thing with Luke, right? He was a regular guy in Tatooine. All of a sudden he's a Jedi, the chosen one, allegedly, or whatever. So they all have that in common, supposed to fill yourself with that so you can kind of go on each other. That's why all the characters in those movies, for the most part, are full of life and I have personality. And they're other people's favorite characters in that movie. Exactly, but that's
you just said it. I was just gonna say, and you just said it. The other characters have that personality to carry the story.
So before like comics and like the Jedi lore got expanded, everybody's favorite character when that movie first came out was Han Solo by a long shot. He had the best quotables. Don't get cocky, kid.
And that's why like Boba Fett was so popular, even though like because he was cool.
Yeah,
he didn't do much.
Nobody's favorite character. Cool. Yeah, nobody's favorite character is Frodo. Nobody's favorite character is Harry Potter. Maybe
Sam is the best character in that.
Yeah, so you have these blank slates and you surround them with these characters that are going to pop on screen, so that way you can go along on this journey. Whatever. Skull Island did that perfectly. You had Sam Jackson, who's a villain who had actual motivation. The motivation
he killed these, like, because at that point in the movie, right, us, the viewers, were on Kong's side because of what's his name? John C. Reilly?
Yeah. Him explaining how they're protecting people how he's protecting
everybody.
Yeah.
And, at that point, we're on Kong's side because we also see that interaction with Brie Larson, and he doesn't do anything to Brie Larson. Yeah. He picks up the thing that was holding the animal down and everything, and he just moves away. And you're like, okay, Kong is good. We don't need to, like, kill Kong. Kong is there to protect. And then you have Samuel L. Jackson's character who's like, I want to kill him. At that point, he's the antagonist in our eyes.
Yeah. So, like I said, the motivation for Sam Jackson is a good motivation because it's been a motivation in one of the most popular books ever, Moby Dick. It's the same motivation Ahab had, that inferiority. Like, this beast is so big, can do anything to me. Predators. Exactly. All that bullshit. So that makes sense. And you got a guy like John C. Reilly who is, like I said, the character that's going to pop on screen, who's going to, help you, aid you in this journey.
You have kind of like a full arc when it comes to like him crashing.
Yeah, and that was cool too, that whole little story with him and the Japanese pilot, and they fight and all that good stuff. Now you go to these Godzilla movies and it's just nothing but blank canvases. The villains have no real motivation at all. The white dude with the fucking gray hair, when the mom defected with the fucking box, I want Earth to go back to its normal state.
Yeah.
Were you there? You don't know what the normal state of the Earth was. Same thing with this new one.
The first Godzilla movie, the army guy, blank slate. His wife, blank slate. His kid, blank slate. The only one that had a personality was his dad.
Yeah, and then you go to Godzilla vs. King of Monsters. I'm not even Godzilla vs. Kong. Same thing. The villain in this movie, literally, you don't know his motivations up until the moment he dies. He explains it to you,
which is the thing.
He says his motivation and then instantly dies. You got no backstory. You have no reason why he did anything. They don't give you anything. They just throw that in there, and that's what the human element in these movies is killing them, because you're not. It's okay if you don't want to take away from the Godzilla or Kong or these people, but you still have to put some sort of life into the cast, some sort of life into the movie, and they're not doing that. Godzilla did it perfect. I mean, Kong did it perfectly. Maybe they didn't think Kong was a bigger name than Godzilla or whatever. Maybe that's why they did it, but that worked perfectly. Do that with the next one. Just, you can have humans in it, cool, whatever. You want to have them in there. They're in everything. In superhero movies. Freaking, remember Batman, Gordon had to break the bridge because Batman couldn't do it. Like, you have all these little moments in all these other crazy movies.
So where humans shine, regular people shine.
It's cool. You can have that, but you can have that without it taking away from, the Godzillas, from the King Kongs and all that stuff. They just need to figure out how to do that. And a perfect example of that also, like I just thought of, like human element, kind of something that is you shouldn't do. Like what they did with the Flash in the original Justice League, where his whole arc was saving this one family. Yeah,
that had nothing to do with it. That is not the way you're supposed to do it.
I have a whole other theory on that, but it's not a story for another time.
Yeah, okay.
Because speedsters, for most part, don't make sense in movies. To a certain degree, this is why they killed Quicksilver in Marvel. That's why they banished him in the Quicksilver and the X-Men. What was it? Not First Class. The one after First Class. Was that the Ghost of Days Future Past?
Days of Future Past?
Yeah, that movie. Where was he in the second part of that movie? They just benched him and sent him home. Because they can solve problems like that. Like, they can instantly stop somebody. Speedsters, so that's why they bench him for the most part.
Very OP.
And same thing with in the Apocalypse. They broke his leg so he couldn't run. They make notes. That's why they're so hard to put in the movie.
Yeah.
Unless they're fighting another speedster. That's why the Flash movie is probably going to be good. But if you put him in an ensemble cast like that, it's like, this guy can literally solve all our problems in a blink of an eye. Same thing why Superman movies are problematic, because he's so fucking OP. It's like, you really mean this man can't save the world? He really needs these guys to help him?
Yeah.
That's my whole thing with speedsters, but that's why they haven't been done right up until recently. The whole having him, even they technically benched him too. They had him running a lap around the whole entire facility to charge up.
Because but they also they did redeem him when it came to like when everything exploded.
Yeah, he reversed time. That was cool. Yeah, but they literally benched him because he could have ran up to Steppenwolf, ripped his fucking heart out, and all right, cool. What y'all want to do? How we gonna break this cube up? That's literally how that could have ended.
It could have.
He could have. So we saw that he has the ability to phase, because he phased through the fucking explosion, phased through his chest, pull his heart out. Movie done.
Yeah, but and they're always like shown as quirky and this thing. Very off topic. We went to a different universe. I mean, it's still Warner Brothers, to be fair, but yeah, I just And that's why I was saying when it came to the human element in specifically Godzilla versus Kong, they really, really could have like focused on the main like antagonist, like the guy that was building up Mecha-Godzilla. Give him a backstory, give him a reason, let us know the reason, let us see kind of how this goes on. And
even if it would have been some corny shit like Godzilla killed his wife or something, like, okay, give us something. Don't just be like, oh, I want us to be apex predator again.
Which is why the beginning
he's behind me and then dies? That was the whole thing. That was so dumb.
And then the guy was just like, "Oh damn, I really wanted to hear the rest of that speech."
That was so stupid, bro.
And that's something that Godzilla King of Monsters did really well in the beginning when they showed the family and he's like looking for his son and he can't find his son, and it kind of shows why he doesn't like these Titans. That was good.
Very Batman versus Superman.
Super Batman versus Superman-esque.
Surprised he wasn't looking at Godzilla angry like. Batman was looking at Superman just
holding the kid. Yeah, just hold his daughter.
But yeah.
But overall, it was a fun movie.
It was. The fight scenes make up for it.
Fight scenes more than make up for it.
It was so cool to see all that stuff go down.
And there's glimpses again. Kong, Skull Island, the whole Gia thing with Kong, you know, there are glimpses of the Monsterverse showing potential when it comes to the human element of the movies, but they just haven't stuck the landing quite as well as they did with Kong Skull Island.
There was no post-credit scene. Kind of made me sad.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a I don't know if maybe COVID had something to do with that in terms of like pushing the production of all these movies back so far that we're not going to get another Monsterverse movie for a while.
Yeah, it's just Gia. It's with a J.
Okay, Gia.
I just need to know her name. It was driving me crazy.
So I feel like that's more kind of what it is.
Completely random. Hate to bring us back. But what's her name? I don't know. Itza Gonzalez? Isa Gonzalez. I'm probably butchering her name. She was the rich dude's daughter.
Oh, the rich dude's daughter.
What was the point of her? Just to look attractive? That was the point of her? She did, don't get me wrong. But it was like, that was a pointless character.
It was a super pointless character.
Oh, Daddy gets what he wants.
She was a dick.
What type of dumb shit?
I didn't like her.
And okay, another thing. You have this ancient radiation that they could just replicate in the lab in a couple seconds.
They didn't even have to bring it back to him. No, they didn't even have to bring it back.
Scanned it. Homie was like, okay, I got it from here. I'll make this. Like, what? What? Because they just wanted to kill her right away. Like, are we going to kill this bitch?
Also, the whole like bleach thing. Like, we're gonna find this guy because
he bathes in bleach.
Who
bathes in bleach?
Crazy people.
But I mean, he low key was crazy. I guess a lot of dumb things in that movie.
But the fights were cool.
Like I said, the fights make up. If you want to fast forward to the dumb shit, just go straight to the fights.
I recommend it.
You'll be.
I'm sure there's gonna be a YouTube video where it just has the fights.
Definitely.
That
chick from Stranger Things.
Is that what she is?
Little girl. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen Stranger Things. So
me neither.
I should watch.
You know why?
It. Why?
Because we're bitches, and we don't watch scary things.
I don't think it's that scary, right?
I don't know. Like the Demogorgon, he's in that
game
we play. He's just a
monster, but I don't think he's scary.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? I think it's like, I don't know.
We have to see when it comes to things like that.
Like
maybe
Scooby-Doo is
if people want to see like first reactions to things like that. That's pretty popular on the YouTubes.
I don't know is it still popular anymore for like people. Is it even still going? Did it got canceled? Is it canceled?
What?
Stranger Things? Is it done?
No, I think they just haven't filmed anything because of COVID.
I feel like I have heard about Stranger Things even before COVID. I feel like Stranger Things was gone.
I mean, you could say like I think when it comes to a lot of like Netflix things, they keep it under wraps for the most part. Because like Witcher, we didn't hear anything about Witcher season 2 for a long time, and because of COVID. Oh. And then they were like, "Oh, we're starting back up," and then people got COVID, and also they just finished wrapping the filming for Witcher.
But in terms of renewal, like they got renewed instantly as soon as they saw how big it got. It was like boom, giving them a season 2.
Well, that's the thing. How long ago did season 3 or 4 or 5? I don't know how many seasons.
I don't remember. I feel like I haven't heard about Stranger Things in years. Like not even before COVID.
I mean, there's a quick.
I know it was so popular, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, Stranger Things!" Everywhere you saw the hats, you saw the clothing, and then all of a sudden, I felt like it was.
Is Stranger Things canceled? Stranger Things season 4 is 1, not canceled, and 2, not the final season of the series.
Okay, so there will be more.
So yeah, and this was published February 17th of this year.
Oh, okay, so cool. Good news for Stranger Things fans.
Yeah. Okay. Let us know if you want to see us react to Stranger Things for the first time.
I don't think it's scary.
I don't know.
I think it's just like I don't think it's scary. I think it's because I don't think it's scary. It's literally children. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't scary.
And I'm terrified of clowns, so I can't watch it. I saw
it. It was stupid as hell. Oh, this is fucking dumb.
Which one? One?
I didn't see the original one.
Chapter 2?
I saw Chapter 2. Having not seen Chapter 1, I saw Chapter 2. Oh. And I was just like, this is a dumb fucking movie. But
I'm terrified of clowns. They yelled at
him until he turned into a baby, and then they stepped on him. Huh. No, that's literally what happened.
I'm terrified of clowns, so I can't.
Maybe you'll get some satisfaction of a clown turning into a baby and getting stepped on.
Yes, because I want to see a baby get stepped on.
That's what I don't remember if they showed the stepping on, and I feel like they like curb stomped them, like they were really crip walking on them. I feel like they were violated. Maybe I got that wrong. But apparently in the book there's an orgy. I don't know if they showed that in the original movie.
Probably not. I don't know.
I didn't read the book either. Apparently great book. I never read.
Maybe I'll read the book. Maybe. I think I could read scary things. Like I used to read. Like you ever read the short
R.L.
stories?
Stein's fucking Goosebumps.
Well, not necessarily that, because that wasn't necessarily scary. But like there was like short stories, like the girl with the green ribbon around her neck.
Girl with the green ribbon around her neck. No.
She had a green ribbon always. She got like married, and the guy was like always like, "Why do you always wear a green ribbon on your neck?" And she was like, "Please."
It's like favorite color.
No, so like, and then she's like on deathbed, and she's like, "I'll tell you why I wear the green ribbon. Take it off." The guy took it off, and her head fell off.
Her head fell off?
Yeah, it was being held together by the green ribbon.
So is she like a monster?
I don't know.
How is she surviving?
I don't know. That's the point. It's scary.
But that wraps this up.
Yeah. Monsterverse. It was okay.
It was good.
It was.
Kong is by far the diamond in the rough of those movies.
They should probably make a Kong 2, especially now that he has his own world.
You know, he got his own crib now. Godzilla don't come and blow it up for no reason. What a dick, bro.
I feel like Godzilla's like you could keep the downstairs.
Yeah, you stay down there. Yeah, but he's gonna be going through there though, because that's the Hollow Earth. That's how he gets around,
right?
I guess
they're cool now, right?
I don't know. If you beat my ass the way Kong got his ass whooped, I might have to jump you. Like, I might have to get some monsters like, yo, when Godzilla come through in this tunnel, we beating his ass. I want to see that.
You want to see that movie?
Godzilla get jumped.
You want to see Kong just signing to all the other monsters like, yo, when this guy come down into the hole, we gonna beat him up.
Yeah, I want that. That's what I want to see. And they're all living down there. So many. First of all, that whole world.
There's so much about the movie.
Now they're just living there. They just moved down there.
And that's the thing, like Ken.
And he's like, home. Like,
home. Yeah, it's home for you, but like for these humans, maybe for Gia, she don't really got a home.
Her home was Skull Island.
Exactly, and it's like a bigger Skull Island.
Anyways, but let's get off this because we're just gonna keep going in circles here.
All right, so thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, we love you.
Like, comment, subscribe. What he said, stay beautiful.
PP.
And hopefully the next Monsterverse movie, whenever we get it, is good.
We'll see.